Alrighty, folks. Good morning. Good morning. Um, had some technical issues going on, so trying to figure that out, but I suppose I'm live. Good morning, Anthony. Bears back. G Key Man here, but headed home. Not a problem. Torch, good morning. Alpha Centauri, good morning. Or good afternoon where you're from. Um, anyway, yeah, something kind of going on between the app on my phone and the YouTubes. But anyway, let's swing this thing around. So, aim down a little bit. There we go. All right. So, good morning, everybody. Glad you're here. Hopefully, y'all can see and hear me okay. Please let me know if the stream's okay on y'all's end. As the as my title says today, not a thing planned. I figured I might pick on a couple locks that I have sitting here on the bench, but that's about it. Reason being is I probably could have used about another hour's worth of sleep today. Um, but I had two cats that were sound asleep, two cats that were wide awake, and they wanted me wide awake. And getting up at 4:45 in the morning every day your body just can't really adjust that easily for one day off from work for that. So, anyway, yes, I'm a little tired today. But we're gonna go through. Like I said, probably just pick a couple logs that I have sitting here. But anyway, yeah, please let me know if the stream and audio are okay on y'all's end. I think what it was is I had not updated the stream key in the app on my phone that allows me to live stream. Good morning, Miko Wolf. Glad you're here. So that sort of, I don't know. It's doing some weird stuff over here, and I'm seeing the chat on my phone screen up here, which is weird because I've never gotten that before. I don't know if they just updated the app. I guess I should go back and look at that. But anyway, seems to be okay. Seems to be coming through on y'all's end, I guess. I haven't heard anything in the comments as to if it's coming through okay out there. So the big news that I plastered all over the place the other day is that my application for state locksmith test was accepted. Basically, that part of things, they're basically just saying, that I passed the background check, obviously, and I'm approved to sit for the test. And the testing date is confirmed as May the 1st. So that is a Saturday. So absolutely no live streaming that Saturday. Anyway, lots of studying between now and then. Yes, I probably should be studying right now, but I figure that's going to happen over the next few weeks that I have left. I've been studying at work as much as I can, and then also when I get home studying, watching some videos to help jog my memory, reading some reference material, chatting with you guys, on and offline, and really really sort of digging through things. This Saturday, if everything goes according to plan, this coming Saturday, Night Owl will actually be a guest on my live, like Jeff Moss was this past week. Night Owl's going to be on, and he actually has a copy of my study guide, and he's going to be quizzing me. We're going to be doing, sort of an intense study session, really. And hopefully that will help out. And I'm really sort of stoked about how much everybody liked having Jeff on the other day, and I really enjoyed it. It was nice to have somebody else here, and Jeff doesn't do lives, and so that was fun to have him on, and I think it was probably pretty fun for him too. Good morning, James. Glad you're here. Anyway, so yeah, that was fun. Look for more of that. That costs money to do that for the Zoom account, and I'm wanting to do more with that Zoom account. Between that and YouTube. So keep an eye out for some of that stuff coming up in the future. Probably not a whole lot other than like things that are going to be happening this Saturday. Other than that, until after my test, I'm not really going to be doing a whole lot. Other than that and the vlog series that I started, which I've got the second episode already recorded. I did that the other night. I will probably upload that later today. And I was amazed at how many people really, commented and interacted on it and viewed it and everything. And it just kind of blew my mind, actually. That was really, really awesome. And I'm happy to keep doing that. So I'll probably, I will upload the next episode today, as well as recording a few more future episodes for the next few weeks, and just sort of talking about just the various little aspects. I promise I will keep them under 10 minutes. The second one ran to 11 minutes. My goal is to keep them under 10 minutes. So I have to, when I do that, I sort of mentally review where I left off, what I want to talk about, and then just kind of, get it out and have sort of a timer, I guess you could say, going on in my brain. I did a lot of public speaking. Excuse me. I had a little notification. When I was a kid, teenager, and actually, kid, probably middle school age, I was in 4-H, and in 4-H is so much more than just, shearing sheep and showing cows and cooking cows. But I did pretty much everything except the livestock stuff. And I know in other parts of the country, 4-H it does focus more on livestock than here. But anyway, part of 4-H, part of that program that you can be involved in is presentations. And it is basically just a way to teach, kids how to engage in public speaking. And, have props, poster boards, bullet points, and do everything in a concise time limit. And so I can go back to that. That's where I get a lot of my public speaking abilities from. And it's really been a great tool for me, my life, my entire life, my career, being an instructor with work, doing community meetings as a police officer, et cetera, et cetera. And doing YouTube videos, hosting live videos. So anyway, yeah, that's kind of where I need to put my mentality when I'm doing that vlog so that I don't ramble. But anyway, so yeah, look for more of that, and look for more of the collaborations on Zoom. I put out a couple feelers for some other guests on there. I'm hoping that will come through. I think it would be really, really special, especially one of them that I've asked to come on. But, I don't know if that'll actually happen or not. But I think it would be really cool. Again, it'll be after my testing date, because that's the focus right now. That's what I have to concentrate on. And so that's what I'm going to be doing, concentrating on that. I'm actually going to cut the AC on real quick. Sorry, I know that makes a little more noise, but it's starting to warm up out here. It's almost 80 degrees here in the shop. GQ, man, I know I ramble. What the heck do you think I've been doing for like the last 10 minutes? I've been rambling. Anyway, another thing I wanted to cover today, he's not here right now. I don't know if he will be here, but Mr. Charles Current, aka Lock Sportscast. I have to publicly hang my head and admit that even though I saw his videos pop up in my feed, I've seen him on Twitter. I'm not really active in other little niches of the lock sport community like Reddit or some of the log sport message boards, Discord. I don't even know how to make that work. But he is a really, really great guy. I'm going to back up a second and say that when I work, when I spend a lot of time in the car going back and forth to work. Admittedly, not as much as I used to when I was working patrol, but I have to have something to listen to, and I used to listen to music all the time, and I still do on rare occasion. But the older I get, the more I want to listen to something. Audiobooks are my favorite. I love audiobooks. And hey Jason, good morning. James, yeah, I bet y'all don't need an air conditioner up there right yet. It was up in the mid 80s here yesterday. It's almost 80 here in the shop today. But anyway, what I was saying is the other day I sort of ran out of podcasts to listen to. And I get a monthly subscription to Audible. So I get one free book per month on Audible. And sort of used up all my cheats recently, because if you get a book through Audible, you can exchange it, sort of return it, and then get your credit back, and then use that credit to buy another book. And I've been going through the Mrs. Polifax series. Anyway, rambling. Stop, Tim. Stop rambling. Okay, back to what I was saying. James Current, Log Sportscast. Pulled him up on Apple Podcasts, which is where I listen to podcasts, and and listened to it. And I said, yeah. This is awesome. Having a podcast that I can listen to that is very well put together, has a lot of log sport related information, and is concise enough to listen, in 30 minutes, and, is also descriptive enough to where you don't need a video. You could never listen to my videos in audio format. I know a lot of you guys will play my lives while you're driving around or working or whatever, and I appreciate that. But anyway, yes, if you've not listened to it, listen to the Lock Sportscast. You can do it as a podcast. You do not have to sit there and actually watch a video. So please check it out. He's awesome, really great. He gets all kinds of information, all kinds of news, stories, everything, puts it together in a very good format. Go listen to him. Anyway, so let's see. Yeah, Jason, the Popo let you go, and I forget who it was. I think Rune International. He commented on my comment to that video, and he said, something to the effect of, if I was the officer that pulled up, I would get my picks out and start helping him. Yeah, I would. And actually, Jason, you would probably have to run me off. I'm sure you would. If you didn't know me and I was an officer who rolled up on you, you would have to run me off from the site, for sure. But anyway, because the last 2 or 3 locksmiths that I've encountered while I was working, they they would have definitely they definitely knew my interest. I'll put it that way. Let's see, you're not a runner, so you would have made it a block. Yeah. I used to run all the time, but, I'm not much of a runner anymore. I'm wanting to get back into it. You feel good when you run, and when you exercise, you feel good. I don't know, maybe I'll go for a walk today. I doubt it, but it's good to have, motivations and intentions. So yeah, let's see, the man could have taken that. I don't know. What was it? What kind of interceptor? Was it one of the newer, Taurus interceptors, Jason? Or was it a good old Crown Vic? I know most departments have retired all their Crown Vics, which is such a shame. I mean, yeah, the Crowns didn't get but about 15 or 16 miles to the gallon when, under good conditions. But God, those were police cars. Not just because of the widespread use. They have, they've got the right amount of room, the right amount of power. They're good. An extremely slow speed chase. Yeah, a while back, years ago, we had a captain that used to work for us, and he was a tad on the hefty side, shall we say. And I was working on the other side of town, so I wasn't even to where I could go, get to him. And he got out. He was out with somebody, and some younger Hispanic guy, I think. And anyway, the next thing we all know, he calls. He calls on the radio that he's in a foot chase. I nearly wrecked my car when he said he was in a foot chase because I was laughing so hard. Just knowing him, he wasn't gonna go. No, the fastest he ran was when he was going into the door of the donut shop when they had the hot and ready sign on there. And I mean, I'm not the greatest in the world, but anyway, he goes, and somehow, I think it's because the guy running from him actually slipped and fell. Not just a made up, because that's the only way that this guy could have caught him physically. And he keys up on the radio about a minute after he said that he had been in foot pursuit. And anyway, he's out of breath and can barely speak. And the dispatcher keys up and says, "Do you need an ambulance to respond for you?" And he didn't respond for about 20 more seconds. And he said, "Negative, I don't need an ambulance." So, that was funny. I laughed my ass off. I think it was a Charger, so it broken down. Yeah, you are exactly right, Jason. If it was a Charger, it would have crapped out in some way, shape, or form. I hate Chargers. I hate driving them. I've had a couple different ones temporarily assigned to me. And it is not. No. I don't get the love affair that departments have with them. I really don't. So yeah. Anyway, so yeah, this Saturday, we're going to be doing live with Night Owl. He's going to be, testing my knowledge, which, really I need right now, because I've got, what is it? Let me look. How many days until the big day? 2 weeks, 14, 15, 16 days until the big day. 16 days until the big day to test. Cop car Indy. Jason, the Crown, once you go Crown, you never go back. It's, yeah. That's what I learned in, that's what I trained in, and what I worked in forever. And, yeah, no. Good morning, Ronald. Alrighty, Jason, we'll see you next time. Have a good one. Don't get lost in the middle of nowhere. I'm not going to jinx you on your van. I'm not. And don't anybody else in the chat jinx Jason on his van either, since he's going out to the middle of nowhere. Anyway, let's see. Mako, my sister had 2 brand new Chargers, and both of them, the frame cracked. Yeah, the Chargers, I've not seen the frame crack on any of ours. Let's see. James, that was great. Obviously, somebody in that department didn't understand the error of that ways. hated the Crowns until they started buying Chargers. Yeah, everybody wants the newest and latest and greatest and coolest looking. Nah, no. It's funny actually. CMPD, Charlotte Mecklenburg Police Department, down here in Charlotte, they were a huge Crown Vic fleet for years and years until, of course, Ford announced back in what was it, 2011, that would be the last model year for Crowns, and so they went to figure out what vehicle they wanted, and they bought a number of Chargers, and the you see maybe one of those Chargers once in a blue moon. In fact, I haven't seen one of their Chargers in quite a while. I think the last time I saw one was about 6 months ago. But even when I was on night shift and I talked with those guys, when we were on calls and stuff together, we they said that the Chargers were just absolutely hated. The old chief, or the chief of the time, he did not like them. Maintenance was too high on them, and they actually do all Interceptor now, both sedan and utility Interceptors. And really, the utility Interceptor is a vehicle I would like to get. I'm in the market for a vehicle. I've been in the market for a vehicle now for a little while. I've been sort of constrained, shall we say. Anyway, the Interceptor utility SUV, I'm really wanting that, because I figure it would be good to set up a small locksmithing setup in the back of it. The suspension is good. The electrical system is beefy enough to handle extra stuff. It is not that big of a loss to take out the back seat of it. You don't have to deal with carpet on the flooring. So it would be, I think it would be a pretty good platform. And I'm short anyway, so I'm not looking for any type of vehicle that I can stand up in. At least not to get started with. Depending on what happens after I get my license, what transpires as far as work, and everything else going on. So, I think that would probably be a pretty good option. Let's see. Torch, I'll see that and I'll raise you one. Try a 400-pound officer trying to get out of one of the new Caprices. The Caprices are slightly smaller than the Interceptor sedans, and now they have a bigger engine. They've got the Corvette engine in them, I believe, or something similar to that. Fairly big engine. I've never driven one. I don't know how they handle, but I've seen a larger officer try to get out of one, and with a cage, and I felt I had to restrain myself from asking if they needed me to call for a wrecker service to help them out. Yeah, I was nice. I did not say anything though. But anyway, let's pick on a lock. And we can keep chatting and then still be able to call this a lock picking channel. So I'm going to switch the camera around, angle it, come in here. I need a new magic arm for my video setup. And I need a new light. I want to get a, I need to get like a little steel plate and glue it on the back of my bracket that I mount my phone in. That way I can put my big light here, which, not that one, but like this one, it's really, really bright. It does a pretty good job of illuminating everything. I don't know. That'll be a project one day. So I guess let's pick on this Asa. This is the Asa Twin 6000. I've been trying to pick on this for a while. I got pretty close the other day, actually. Or at least I thought I was pretty close. I don't know how close I actually was. Not really doing a whole lot, to not doing a whole lot out here in the shop today because I didn't want to drag all my stuff in and then just go put it back in the car for tomorrow. So didn't keep your mouth shut. Well, it would have been different if I had known the officer. If I had actually known them, then yes, I would have definitely asked if they wanted me to call a wrecker for them. But anyway, yeah, I didn't, so I was nice. See, I think I got a little bit. This thing's kind of picky as far as what it wants to feel, I guess. And I have had it apart before. If by some miracle, I do like get it picked on camera, then I will go run out and grab my follower and stuff to get it with. I'm working on the sidebar pins now. I think I probably wind up oversetting them, so I'm just going to one click. Okay, and I've gotten a little turn on the core, a few clicks out of some of them. But when I've had this before, this one is actually master keyed. It has master wafers in 3 of the chambers, but it has those nasty gin bottle spools up top, so it takes quite a bit. Yes, if y'all would please, maybe, if you like it, hit the like button. I would appreciate that. I don't get a single penny out of it, but it helps with the search algorithm and maybe, helps bring in a few people looking for things, looking for something in the Locksport community. All those top pins feel pretty solid. And I'm using a different pick on the side just because this is a cheaper pick and it has kind of a thinner tip to the hook, so it lets me get under those sidebar pins. I think I got the first one. Okay. Got a little more movement on the core out of the second one. The plug turned just a bit more, so let's see if there is any movement in the pins up top. Not feeling anything else. Let me grab. Hey, Rune. Thank you for listening in. Picking one of those locks that You pick with the rotary pick. If y'all haven't seen it, go over to Lockalot's channel, and he's been, picking some pretty cool locks over there. He breezed through one of these fairly quickly, and some other really complex locks. Very talented picker. So go over there if you haven't, and give maybe one or two of his videos a watch. Okay, that was a sidebar pin. The fourth one, I believe. Okay. And I've practiced this progressively pinned and not, and never had any real luck with it. Okay, full reset. Just to show you, that's the bitting and the sidebar bitting that we're working with. So I mean, pretty good bitting. And you can see, and it does work the lock just fine. Let's try going the other direction. We'll go for a little bit. Like I said, I'm not going to go for long today. Because a lot of the stuff that I've got to do around the house today is stuff that I probably won't have time for in the next couple weeks before my test. So I want to get that done. Yeah, Ren, these are really good overset traps for the front. And the sidebar as well, with a couple of really low sidebar cuts. Back sidebar pin might be set. It's not wanting to move. Maybe. I gotta click out of it. 2, 3. I'm putting fairly decent tension on there. Just kind of varying it a little bit as well. I think I need to go back and work on the top pins for a second. Now, I know that working... Go for a reset on it. I know that actually working out in the field as a locksmith, I would probably never, ever attempt to pick one of these in the field, just because it would take up way too much time. There, I got a better false set this time. And you would wind up wasting your time and the customer's time trying to pick this lock. Again, you're not going to have the nice, comfortable setup of it being in a vise that you can angle while you're sitting in a comfortable chair. So it would just be, pretty much just a drill fest to get one of these out if there was the need. And of course, Rune, if I ran across it, if I ran across one of these and needed to drill it, you would probably be the first one that I would message for the drill points. It's not something that you want to talk about on YouTube or Twitter, but or at least you don't want to put that information out there. Okay, that's solid. All the sidebar pins are use the bell, James. You talking about one of those pullers? Yeah, like the core puller. Yeah, that would be that actually would be a good piece of equipment to keep around, I imagine, instead of drilling. Okay, there was a click out of a top pin. Tiny bit of movement on the plug with it. That's just the pick going off the warding. Okay. I'll try this steeper hook here. Torch, I never rake a lock. The times I've opened locks in the wild, I do not rake them except for wafer locks. And that is just because I get nowhere with a rake. I know that's what Bosnian Bill likes to do. He likes to rake to a false set. I get absolutely nowhere with a rake. And it's faster for me to actually go through and to go through and single pin pick. Yeah, carbide milling bits to get open without a bell. Yeah. Torch, this is the Twin 6000. Loves his bell. Yeah, and I mean, I just don't have any luck raking locks open. I don't. Y'all have seen me rake probably all of the opens that I've ever gotten raking, minus simple like furniture wafer locks. Other than that, y'all have seen all of my raking opens, which are few and far between. Okay. Getting a little bit farther with these sidebar pins. A little more movement on the plug. Everything up top feels really really solid, like no kinds of feedback or anything. So I think we're just hung up on the sidebar. Okay, did that. Second one, lost a bit of a false set, got it back by touching the first sidebar pin. Third. And that wasn't right. Started dropping stuff. Working on that third one. Let's check up top again. Yeah, everything feels still feels good up here. Yeah, torch I think is just what what you're comfortable with, what you're confident with, and what you've practiced the most with. Obviously, if you're really good at raking a lock open, then out in the field that would be your first choice. If you can rake open almost anything. There we go. That was that last one, I think. Recheck these sidebars again. If you're really comfortable and pretty good at raking locks open, then yeah, that's what you would go to first in the field. With me, it's almost always quicker and easier to single pin pick. Just because that's what I first started out on. And, what I've gotten decent at. Okay. Yeah, G Keyman, you can, you can take a rake and just, kind of zip it through. And that would, that would help. I've done that before. Yeah, and Rune's right. Padlock shims, a pick gun, the secret bypass tools. That's what you use to really make money with in locksmithing, and being able to know how to bypass a lock without picking it is not something that you're going to find on YouTube to learn how to do. You might find a few things, but the time and practice of doing it is also what's going to come into play. I think I lost some stuff on the side. Yeah, and maybe one day when I do have the time and the test is behind me, I may do some time trials raking and SPPing, the same locks, just as a comparison, just to see, which one takes me actually takes me longer to get. I think that would be pretty cool to also to see, who when they first got into picking, who learned how to rake first as opposed to who learned how to single pin pick first. And I think when I first got into it, I raked one lock open. It was just a tiny old padlock that I had. Just one of those real small ones, kind of like I showed a couple weeks ago. And, I did that with a snake rake. And then after that, everything that I picked, I did single pin. Padlocks and the like. So I wonder if somebody who started out raking and that's all they did to open locks, I wonder how much quicker they would be. Let's see. I think I lost a bunch in there. Gonna give my hands a rest here. Yeah, I mean that's GQ man just said it. A huge difference between what a lock sporter would do and what a locksmith would do, and it is because in locksmithing time is money. The quicker you can get done with one job and do it correctly, and then get on to your next job, means that, for one, if you, to make sure to do it correctly so you don't have to be wasted to come back out there again to fix something. And then, but still do it quickly enough that you can go to 3 more jobs instead of just 1 more. And get paid for those jobs, Okay. I don't know how far we're gonna get. Alright. Not even getting to a false set now. This guy seems a bit tight when I try to turn the plug with just the tensioner. Of course, I put the key in it goes just fine. I guess that's just those great tolerances. Maybe I need to ease up on the tension just a little bit. Okay, one more swipe. This side. Alright, this one's beat me again. Sidebar, hold it tight. Okay. Yeah, the sidebar holds it tight. Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't have a whole lot of play in there, so you got to get it just right between those gin bottles and the sidebar pins. Alrighty, well. I suppose that's going to be about it for today. Again, just because I've got stuff to do inside, and yeah, administrative chores, I guess you could say. Like vacuuming, laundry, stuff like that. Anyway, yeah, I really appreciate everybody showing up. Again, this Saturday, we'll be doing a locksmith test study session, so please tune in for that. Night Owl will be on with me. And again, with that, if there's anybody out there that you would like to see on live with me, or if you would like to be on live with me, and have some ideas for that, let me know. Send me an email, send me a Twitter message, and we'll figure it out. Again, it won't be any really time soon. All right, Bears back. Yeah, we're finishing up. Be careful out there. Yeah, just let me know. Because I would love to see like all aspects of locks, both locksmithing, collecting, locksmithing, collecting, lock sporting, tear down, breakdown, coming, I don't know, just all kinds of stuff. Safes. I've got a really, really good idea for safes. Actually, a couple good idea for safe locks. I would love to be able to get one of them. I don't know if I'll be able to, but I'll have to ask him. I'll do it after I get my test out of the way, because I don't need to worry about anything else until then. So yeah, the test prep will be pretty fun. I think everybody enjoyed that the other week when Night Owl and G-Key Man and who else was helping out? Miko and a couple other guys were all firing questions at me, and it was really, really fun. I really enjoyed it. So yeah, we'll keep that up. We'll do that. Like to collect dust. That's what I would like to do today, James. I would really like to just sit around and collect dust today, but that ain't gonna happen. Anyway. Alrighty, folks. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. And we will meet back up here Saturday morning at the regular time, which is 10 a.m. Eastern. And excuse me. And we'll have our study session. That will be next to the last Saturday before my test. So we're going to make it a good one. Next week, I will not be on Wednesday. I have a scheduling swap change for work next week. So I may be on Thursday. Or I may do it like Wednesday evening after I get home. It just depends on what's going on that day and how that day has been. Wednesdays are a good day to be off because you deal with Monday, and then you get through Tuesday, and then you get a break, and then you get Thursday, and then you get Friday, and then you get a 2-day break. So I like being off on Wednesdays. Anyhow, once I get done rambling, yes, I'm rambling. Thank you all. I will see y'all Saturday. I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up on that. Thank you, everybody. And I will see y'all Saturday. Night Owl should be here with me if all things go according to plan. And we'll be studying up. So until then, stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy, and stay out of trouble. Even though I just cut myself off